waiting for stream.
Okay, 1 second.
Okay.
Let's refresh. Apologies.
Okay, yeah, we should be live now.
Okay, I'm
Hi everyone.
putting your screen. 1
yeah.
second.
Let me know if you can hear me. Hopefully you can. Sorry for being a little late, as always. But yeah, I think it should be all good now.
1 second, brother. No, you can. I'm actually retarded.
That's
Fuck
nothing
me,
new.
Fuck me, man. What the fuck? Can you? I'm trying to put your shit on full without doxing everything. 1 second. Okay, now.
The main stream technician has issues, so we have to wait for a second.
Yes, let's go.
Okay. Yeah, nice. Okay. Hi everyone. Welcome to the next weekly episode of the Musical Chairs. Before we get into things, as always, the stream is sponsored by CoinMarketMan. I'm sure all of you know it's a automated trading journal. You know, it pulls all your data automatically via the API. And you can, see your trading performance, all your statistics, and all of that. I don't think I have to tell you how kind of important this is when you are actually trying to make money in trading. It usually costs $70 a month to get this full package, but if you are going to register with our Bybit link in the description, you can use it for Bybit completely for free. You don't have to pay anything. Obviously, we will get a little bit of a feedback from your
Please,
trades,
I need to pay rent.
But other than that, you will get this whole software completely for free, which I feel like is kind of cool thing to have rather than just, shilling some sort of link without, giving you anything. Anyway, with that being said, let's talk about markets for a little bit. So BTC broke out today from this super long range.
Just Adam, I see CMM page still. I don't know.
Oh, okay. Let me try to fix that. I'm sorry.
Professional streamers.
Yeah, I need to let me actually change this completely for this screen. Okay, you should see it. See now okay, nice. So yeah, Bitcoin broke out from this range we held from end of the July, so over a month of consolidation. Breakout, kind of it's all over vibes on Twitter today. It felt like, which it's not so surprising after people were betting on hamsters and rats for last couple of days. This feels like very well deserved move. But on the other hand, these super clean breakouts from the ranges tend to be a little bit, sometimes kind of baits for people. If you're gonna take a look. Plenty of example of these, on BTC from way last couple of years, last couple of months. When you have clean range like this, you have a breakout. Markets tend to kind of accept back, rotate to the opposite side. We have a situation like this, and it's all over the place. I think Link would be probably the cleanest example we had in very recently. Sideways market, we get break, it's all over. Then we are all back. So, with that being said, obviously I don't feel like there is no need to start aggressively buying here. It's often much kind of safer to just wait to see if this is going to accept back inside this range. Then obviously, super simple thing. This is on H4. This is your kind of a breakout point. This kind of large, high relative volume candle you can see here. Even though volumes are still quite small, even today breakout was on decently small volume. But obviously, if we would kind of break through that, then I'm pretty sure it's going to rotate to the opposite side. Yesterday, we had this Sunday scam pump. I was really hoping that we would trade above this double bottom. This is why I was kind of hesitant to short this. But this would be the first very nice target if this would start to pick up any kind of steam, and see any sort of signs of strength, basically. So the first target, these highs, then this opposite side of the move into this kind of a breakout level here. From like a continuation perspective, it's kind of a tricky. I really, I know a lot of people generally just see these levels once again, like support here, turn resistance, super straightforward. What I found kind of with my trading and with a lot of different markets is that these tend to be kind of baits for the most part. So if I would be shorting, you need to give this, I think, like a decent amount of space still. So I'm not super interested in shorting. I would much rather play any kind of a meaner version with these kind of triple tops above the price. Also, last week I spoke about this 28.5 level, the weekly kind of level here, which I'm still pretty interested to see how market is going to react at. We had this resistance level of support here, and also the high volume node kind of edge area in here, and it's also filling this kind of a midway fill into this big weekly gap. So BTC looking kind of weak today. Obviously I don't really have any, and it's also some sort of daily moving average. I don't even know, this would be like 100 daily moving average in this 28.5 level. So it's not looking too awesome today, but I very often feel like in this situation it's a little better to just try to play meaner version as your kind of first trade coming into the new week. Something that I also wanted to mention today is actually this. This is a, let me see, you should see the, you should see the Forex Factory calendar. This is the week that we have ahead. We had PMI today, but tomorrow should be a little slower, but then obviously we have FOMC on Wednesday, and then you have some other big news. You also have ECB in Europe on Thursday, which is not that big of a deal for BTC, but weeks like these are like super hard to predict overall, and I personally at least try to really focus at like the cleanest of the clean trades, because there is like a lot of things going on, and I believe that FOMC is going to be once again kind of a big move to the either side. So I'm pretty sure after Wednesday this thing will be a little cleaner. But like I said, super clean level of support got broken. I'm pretty sure a lot of people are piling to shorts now, and will be piling to shorts on this kind of a first retest. When it is clean like this, I'm little cautious, and maybe would like to see this bounce back at least a little bit before.
Just to add, because on the topic of macro news, just very quickly, there's also a lot of earnings this week. So tomorrow there's like Microsoft, and all these companies going full AI retard style, so could potentially move TradFi.
And just very quickly for ETH, I don't even know when was the last time when I was trading ETH, but there is still this kind of a daily level, basically between 1800 and 1775, where I would be interested to take any sort of trades. Before that, not really. So I'm not really going to cover ETH much because of that. Really clean level. Interested in maybe some longs here. Other than that, not really. Nothing for me really. I think there is like much more things today about altcoins and generally what was going on. So yeah.
Yeah, cool. Maybe just on the Bitcoin stuff, because obviously we had a break for almost 2 months, and I don't remember anything from last week because I was completely blackout drunk. But we could kind of touch on the fact that basically when we stopped streaming, just a few days later or a few weeks later, I don't really remember, we got the Bitcoin spot ETF thing. We don't really need to focus on that because everybody knows what's up. But I've seen some speculations earlier today. There's this guy on Twitter, Eric Balchunas, I believe his name is. Hopefully I don't butcher it, but he's like the ETF guy. for all the news, all the updates, etc. And he started liking some posts that like are indicating that could be a delay or some just like some issues with the spot ETF. So maybe some of the Bitcoin price action today is the market pricing in some sort of potential delays, because obviously we don't have a crystal ball, but market rallied more than 30% just on the BlackRock ETF news, right? So I just wonder what the market reaction would be if there is a delay or comments or possible rejection, because even though it's like 530 to 1 ETFs, it's still a possibility, and I know everybody wants number to go up, but I didn't see many people really question what if, because it's markets, anything can happen.
Yeah,
so.
And also looking at ES and the Nasdaq is kind of interesting thing. Someone was mentioning it today. For really the first time in quite a bit, ES is doing much better than Nasdaq. Nasdaq had this kind of a big flush on Wednesday. It's struggling today while ES kind of continues to go up. So like the tech stocks kind of struggling. Also probably not the best thing for the BTC. I believe that like when it comes to correlation with legacy markets, looking at like the tech sector itself is a little bit better than just looking at the S&P. Obviously both of these are super extended, so if these would go for like some sort of bigger correction, that would definitely not be the best thing for crypto.
And same goes for dollar, right? Like I'm not a forex trader, but
Dollar had a really nice week last week. I think I mentioned this big level. This is like a huge weekly level. We bounced from that. Dollar is coming to this kind of a first level of once again SR, but it's very similar thing to BTC. With that kind of a first flush under the lows. Like if this is really going to be that continuation lower, or I feel like dollar has these kind of highs here and here which could be traded very easily. So if dollar is obviously going to reclaim very quickly back like above this 100 level, this is also 100 like big, let's see, 100 is here by the way, so it's already reclaimed, but yeah, around this level, if just dollar starts to pushing higher, then obviously it's going to be strength in that. But to be fair, the dollar and BTC correlation, I don't really feel like it's super there still. The dollar index is it's proxy to major forex currencies rather than BTC, so I'm not really paying too much attention to that. And to be fair, even the correlation with the US indices has been kind of weak lately, so I don't think there's all that much reason to try to look at that so much. I really feel like the BTC is just kind of think with itself with the ETFs and all of that going on.
So we're not turning into macro podcast just yet, right?
Yeah. I don't think there's need to do that.
Okay, cool. Is that everything you have in terms of Bitcoin?
Yeah, I think to be fair, like there's really not much. Like it's been super sideways on BTC. I haven't took a trade in Bitcoin for such a long time. All the way my moving basically started after this push to the upside, or basically somewhere in here. I didn't trade this range at all. Like I said, I was moving. Now we broke from it. We will see. But yeah, I've been focusing way more to legacy markets. To be fair, lately. So hopefully the conditions on BTC will kind of improve at least a little bit.
So the only question then I have for you is, who was your favorite hamster?
I watched like one live stream. It was completely bad. What happened with the token? It dropped like completely, right?
Yeah, I didn't. Yeah. It's down like. Let's not get into the drama, but basically the team allegedly selling tokens, and people moving.
Someone just asked about the indicator. It's the candle coloring based on the relative volume. It's this one. You can use this one. It will color the candles with a high relative volume. I'm using the one which is a little different, but this one is free. So it's Koala Field volume extension. Okay, so basically devs use the hamsters and just sold the tokens.
Supposedly, I don't know. I don't know how to use chain. Every time I open ETH scanner, like I cry. So. We can.
It's definitely not my thing as well. I feel like it's just like so many things going on, and it's the liquidity is always kind of super bad, and the chances you are getting racked, are too high. So I was kind of staying out of all of this as well.
We're getting old. We're getting old, man.
Yeah. Even the whole rollbit drama and token, it's just kind of a little too tiresome at this point. So
let's skip it in case of the future partnerships. If we need to go. Protecting our ass, not like a duck going full shizo. Let's maybe for somebody watching for the first time, we, even though like musical chairs, right, like altcoin rotations, but we stick for stuff that's traded on centralized exchanges. So if you're watching to get next 100x, you're at the wrong place, and honestly you can just turn off immediately. We're not that guy. And we trade shit that's traded on Binance, on Bybit, whatever your favorite exchange is.
Just quickly, someone is asking about the exposure trading ES and Nasdaq. Well, it depends. It's a little tricky because you can trade obviously futures. That's the more expensive way. Although you can trade micros. It's either look at futures directly on CME, or if you can trade CFDs, you can trade these, but you need to be aware of the spread. It's really kind of a longer topic. I'm not going to show my blog, but on my blog there is an article about it, so you can read that.
I mean, not like I don't chill it everywhere anyway, so we can just rebrand to Trading Riot V2 channel.
No, but you can read that. It's a little complicated, but it's not all that complicated. I'm sure you can figure it out. And the TradingView layout, it's my TradingView layout. It's what I use.
You can get the layout if you buy the course.
No, anyway, so this is basically it for BTC. When it comes to altcoins, I don't know, I'm pretty sure you have much more to say. I wrote some of the altcoins down that were popular last week, but they are all down like over 5% today. So
no, it's just the last dip before moon. No, I guess the topic of the day could be we can cover XRP and XLM because that's the trade I've taken. I've been repeating that and beating it like a dead horse, but this trade is honestly, I'll probably make a whole video about it, how I traded it and why. But basically XRP timeline's been pretty easy. We discussed it even last few streams months ago. We have XRP during last few months had several run-ups because basically, long story short, community was expecting resolution from Judge Torres, which was the judge, the lady responsible for the case, right? So they would pick a date. Never really materialized. XRP sold off, but obviously the 2x move, what was it, like 14th, now 10 days ago, you can see it on the left side of your chart. XRP 2x'd, right? It gets immediately relisted on like Coinbase, Gemini, and all these US based exchanges. And just a few days later, when right now the price is like 69, so we made that low, right, around 15th, 16th, and I noticed that exactly. So I noticed this like unlimited bid pretty much, which went from like 17th, 18th to 20th. And I'm like, we can talk about the order flow. I think it's super interesting case, but I'll spoil the party. Spoiler alert. That's why we're here. Basically, community and a lot of people were expecting this thing called Fed Now, which is really like seriously from US government institution Fed that we all know and love, printing money, yada yada. So Fed Now, it's a service that's basically connecting US institutions and helping them basically send money faster, cheaper. And the XRP community thought that the timing is too good to be true, so they expected it to utilize Ripple tech. And it was literally a Pico top. And I'll be fucking annoying, but I was tweeting about it. Like, if you follow me, you should have made money on this trade. Like, sorry. Like, I was tweeting like 50 tweets a day that day, around 82 cents. Closed the trade today, but this was a picture perfect, in my opinion, trade for last week because you had a specific date when you expected something to happen. You had a very clear invalidation. And XRP made the most volume on exchanges for last several days, including Upbit, our Korean friends. which I think is one thing we could be actively mentioning in these analysis, because, for example, we are looking at Velo. Please sponsor us, and they have a lot of information missing, right? So we see all the CVDs. We see, obviously, Upbit is spot only exchange, but they do more fucking volume than Binance and Bybit combined. So like, if I can see spot CVD of these exchanges, like a lot of the moves on lower time frames are actually initiated on Upbit.
Is there any kind of a website, because it's not even on Coinalyze, right? Like the Upbit data.
1 second, I'm gonna not the Trump interview, this one. Yeah. Look, I moved it to my own screen for now.
Yeah.
But yeah, this is Upbit website. I honestly have it bookmarked. I believe I spend more time on Upbit than I spend on crypto Twitter. Like I don't. Luckily, they made English version as well. But you can see what is very easy about Upbit is at the here on the top right side. You can see the most traded pairs. And yes, you can look. I can question, is the volume real or not? Let's not get into that discussion. We're trading crypto. I don't know what's real, what's not. But very simply, at the bottom you have the volume bars. And I mean, like, if you have half a brain, you can see what's happening. So if I zoom in a little bit on this little run up, it was like 20% move. It was like all these moves. I'm not gonna go on 1 minute chart so we can move to Doge and Twitter X thing, but you could see the entire thing happening in real time. And then on FedNow launch, the exact Pico top, you just seen the volumes decrease. And that's one thing I like to look in, is like Confluence in my order flow trading, is you just see these. What the hell? Do you see these, Adam? Do you see these awesome tools? Holy shit.
Yeah, this is like
they have a fancy. I'm not gonna try, but yeah. 1 second, I need to get rid of this.
Can you even make an account there and trade there?
No, that's don't quote me on that, but I believe you need to be a citizen of Korea.
Okay.
Which is kind of unfortunate, and that's, if I'm not mistaken, that's how Alameda made most of their money back early in the days, because they had accounts everywhere. So the classic kimchi premium thing. So you would be literally just arbing between exchanges. I'm not saying it's not an edge, but you don't have to be sophisticated enough if you just keep sending money from one exchange to another and dumping it. But that's Upbit. One thing, if I don't know if it's even possible in terms of integrations, but if one day we'll have order flow data, obviously Upbit and Bitstamp, two biggest Korean exchanges, are, if I'm not mistaken, spot only. So we don't really get to see open interest, etc. So
okay, cool.
Back to your.
Yeah, I was just looking at the XRP chart here on Coinlines and Orvelo, but there's no data from Upbit or anywhere else. But this is a nice trade. Even on the perps, if you just go to good old Binance, classic exchanges, this kind of run up was really nice thing to short here from 18 to 19. Lot of buying. If we are going to take a look at. There is 37% increase here, and there is 35% increase here. So basically the same amount of buying on perps within these, and you can kind of, it really takes a common sense here too, if you are going to compare this move and understand that it was basically the same amount of buying within these two moves, and how kind of price action is responding to that. So. That's for XRP and XLM. That's like a higher beta for XRP. Oh, there's a.
Whoa! What happened?
There's kind of a mistake with data, I believe, here on Velos. So let's take a look at Coinalyze.
Maybe it's a little comment on XLM. They have the same founder team. Caleb or Jed McCaleb, something like that. Doesn't matter. Both guy founded both projects. These two projects have very similar issues they're trying to solve. Fundamentals, lol. And also Koreans love it too. So
yeah, and this seems even cleaner. This kind of a same timeline. Look at how much buying basically came to here. Price went nowhere. But yeah, there is both of these are still kind of holding up. I mean, like it's still like down 20-30% from the high. So the move to the downside was definitely decent. But yeah, I don't know. Like it's one of these situations. Like there was this huge move in XRP. I don't know, like from here, you know.
I'm
like
pretty sure that was the like community literally betting on them winning the case, and it never happened. So it just sold off all of these times.
But even the spot CVD, you know, there was this kind of a thing from April when basically the spot CVD started to go up only, you know, from like the longest time. It still kind of holds, so I'm pretty sure there's still a lot of kind of positioning in this thing, and what I personally found out with a lot of these coins is that, you know, like you have these kind of fundamental type of events, but then, you know, when all the narratives kind of die down, XRP is here. You know, once the narrative kind of dies down, you will get back within this BTC correlation. But XRP, you can see it now. You know, in last 30 days, it's 0.5 correlation with BTC, which is fairly low. I kind of find out that under 0.5 the coin basically can do whatever it wants, you know, but as you get closer to this one number, you know, you really need a BTC to kind of do the same thing. But you can see in last one day, you know, we are back to like 85%. So with a lot of these things, as the narratives kind of die down, you know, you will get closer and closer to that BTC correlation. So I feel like it will be kind of dependent on what BTC is going to do next as well.
Maybe just last words on XRP, because I became like made it my second girlfriend at this point. Think about because I really believe it helps me a lot trading these narratives. Is like I think of it really as like so they beat SEC, right, quote unquote. So that's like a massive fundamental catalyst. You get the exchange relisting, then you get the Fed now XRP speculation. Like, what is there more to trump it, you know? Like, what can you do better than that in terms of in that short window of like news cycle or whatever? Yeah. Because we're clearly not in a fucking bull run, so you don't really have that much capital left, right? It's just like rotations. That's why the show is called Musical Chairs. The capital will simply, in my opinion, flow elsewhere. So like, what else could XRP do at 83 cents when Fed never really used Ripple? Like, what did the community of Helmet members expect? So yeah, that's like, I think just to sum it up, like you have to have something up your sleeve. Otherwise, like I would not be longing XRP. Like I don't see this doing anything right now because volumes will clearly rotate elsewhere, and you can see it on the volume bars. Yeah. So yeah, thanks for playing XRP.
Yeah. So I definitely I feel like this is kind of a over, at least for now, you know, like if he would maybe get some sort of strength again or some news, but yeah, this was really the move, and then the shorts will be probably the better play from there. So yeah, we have a Doge today. I tried to long this morning, didn't really go anywhere. I can cover this very quickly. I basically just longed around 72, 74, 0.0, somewhere in this area. Obviously this was a BTC flush. It's still quite strong compared to Bitcoin, but I kind of gave up on the trade based on the fact that on the lower time frames, you know, we had this huge kind of a run up in the open interest, and once again, kind of similar thing to that comparison of, you know, with the XRP. Obviously this is like a much lower time frames, but still kind of works the same. You know, you have 20% increase in the open interest, market does this. You have 20% increase in the open interest, market does basically nothing. So I kind of bailed on that. I was kind of hoping with this kind of a Twitter rebrand thing, it will get a little more exciting. It holds still decent, but yeah, this is not something that I currently look at. I know you mentioned Musk as well, so maybe you get a little more to say about that. Whole Twitter.
Twitter.
Yeah, but this is not looking too good.
Yeah, look, the thing is, could you please put up Doge Daily November 2021? Sorry, 2022.
Yeah, sure.
So it's like it was basically Elon
one?
buying. No. Yeah, this one.
Yeah, when Elon bought Twitter.
Exactly, right? So we had a massive run up in Doge and Musk. Musk went from I don't know what, but if you put Musk now, it went from $22.
From $1 to like $6. This is the move from October.
Is it? 1 second. Can you okay. But basically it completely nuked, right? Or I don't know what exactly happened, but yeah, this shit is just volatile. But back to the storylines, I like to say them like child book stories. But when Elon bought it, if you remember, everybody was basically Doge payments. But if you do some more DD on it, due diligence, the speculation of implementing Doge, ever since he started talking about Doge, right? Which is now, what is it? 2 years now. I can't right. Yeah. So every time we had Doge move up, Doge run up, and with every tweet and every news, to me it's diminishing returns, and you even see it with Doge. So I just don't know what Elon would have to do with X and Doge at this point for this to move 2x. With again, given the fact, if we think, maybe I'm wrong on that side, but if we're not in a bull run, then how do you expect this to double the market cap from here? I just don't see it. We've had so many times speculation on Doge payments. Yes, rebranding to X is something new. I would not short here, but if this goes above 10 cents, or I hope you guys can pump it up, because that will be even better short than XRP. Because this shit always, anything Elon touches always retraces. All of these run-ups, you could put hundreds of his tweets or him liking tweets. It's single most easy short in altcoin history ever. So I wish I could be bullish, but
even the reaction, because this candle was someone he liked some sort of tweet with the Doge and the X logo kind of overlapped. But even this kind of reaction was pretty slow, and obviously market being weak in general kind of thing. So I will be looking at this as well. I was really thinking that we could start break these moving averages, break this kind of a level, this kind of support turning resistance with the narrative and also with the order flow and everything. It didn't happen, but yeah, maybe the next couple of days. But it will be one of those things when I feel it's he might just tweet something and it will pump, and that's gonna be kind of it again.
Yeah, I mean, even if you now go on x.com, you still when you actually open your account, don't
I
do
don't
it.
feel very comfortable typing X into my browser on the live stream. So.
Oh shit. Okay, fair enough. But say on my other computer here, it says X in top left corner, but you can still, all the buttons are tweet. There's still shit to fix. Search Twitter, So I assume there's more coming. So with these, I think it's fair to expect something new. So with every time he does anything in terms of this rebranding process, probably Doge reacts. So shorting here is definitely a silly idea, unless we get a 50% day. Then I'm happily gonna, starting to scale into a short, sort of. But we didn't have a move yet. I know half of crypto Twitter is bullish this, which makes me even more bearish, because what was the last time majority of crypto Twitter was right?
Yeah.
So
he usually tweets during the night of European hours, so I always kind of miss that. But yeah, it's more likely it's going to be better short than trying to just long it here and hope for the best, basically, type of thing.
So that I don't only talk about shorts, because it might get annoying for people who are long only. So probably 80% of people watching, but Doge longs are probably the single most bought event ever. If you look at, you can ask news traders like Zoomer, Trio of Alpha, but whenever there's Doge related stuff from Elon, it moves very quick. But if you're at the computer, maybe you have some sort of automation, you can long. So I think in terms of longing these news are great opportunities. But as Adam said, for us, it's usually around 4 a.m. because Elon is probably he likes to stay late as American. So
yeah.
So we miss all of it.
Okay, so other than that, feels like Litecoin halving is happening right within like couple of days or weeks, but that's kind of dead. I feel like
Yeah,
this was definitely it.
yeah, it's dead.
Um, and then I don't know. There's not so much exciting thing happening. Maker is still holding fairly strong. This was like a decent long here from the couple from last week. I don't really know what's going on there. It just has this relative strength.
Yeah, some of the OG DeFi protocols did well. I believe one of them was also SNX, but frankly,
Yeah.
I didn't trade them, so I don't like. I just see Degen Spartan tweeting and something moves 30%. So I'm not
these
in
are
control.
these are very very thin markets. Like they wick like crazy.
Yeah.
I know Compound was one of those as well, but these are really thin nowadays. So probably better to stay out for the most people. I also got wicked out quite a bit on these like Lido. It's one of the insane things that just pumps like crazy, and then
Oh, it's
you
usually
meditate.
Saka tweeting, like
Yeah.
like I just simply try not to short stuff that I can wake up after 6 hours of sleep and see that somebody on crypto Twitter tweeted twice and I'm down like 5 figures
Yeah.
instantly with one tweet. So no thanks.
Yeah, it's probably just smarter overall to just stay with these kind of more liquid things in the long run anyway. Yeah, I was looking at the WorldCoin thing today.
Oh boy.
That's
For how much would you sell your eyeballs?
yeah, that's kind of like this was like 2021 type of meme. I remember that video that was kind of viral for a bit. I didn't know they still were kind of pushing this thing. Is that even on TradingView? No, I don't think it is. It got listed on Binance, right?
Yeah, it even has perps, but you would have to go on like 1 minute chart, man. Honestly.
Okay. Okay. There is only on OKX now.
Unless you want to open and dox your balance on Binance.
Yeah, I'm not gonna do that, but the 1 minute chart, yeah, this is just
Oh my
kind of
god.
typical listing type.
But
of
this
meme.
is interesting. It is actually pretty interesting because I would like to. We can have like a longer format discussion now, because it has like fucking crazy FDV. It's like close to 30 billion FDV.
Okay.
But the realistic market cap right now from like the circulating supply is pretty thin. It's like 3 to 400 million ish dollars, which is it's not a lot. So let me be bullish for once. Oh my god, I'm gonna say something. It's gonna nuke 50% overnight and no refunds. But this thing is, as far as I'm aware, banned in USA, and I believe there is a high probability of upbit listing. So if you Adam remember, we talked about Arbitrum a few months ago, and I was doing victory laps on that call. But yeah, if this gets upbit listing, this is gonna do like 30% candle to the upwards. But personally, I just don't feel comfortable. It's getting pretty late here. Upbit listing announcements also usually happen around like 2 a.m. where we are from. So I'm just not gonna bother trying to go long and go to sleep and wake up either rich or wrecked.
Yeah, it's definitely hard to like define kind of any sort of like normal risk with these things anyway.
Yeah.
So yeah, with that being said, anyone has some things that you are, looking at currently, some of the trades that you took, some of the charts we could look at, maybe missing some narratives. I really feel like it was like such a huge money outflow from like altcoins to now completely on-chain stuff. Feels like everyone is just talking about that. On Twitter anyway. SNX, I don't know, like with these coins, this is like, it's tricky, like when you have a, like, one of the things that I kind of do, like just a general rule of thumb for me when I look at altcoins, is when I open the chart and you see like all of these daily wicks that are basically longer than, in many cases, just the bodies of the candles, like you have these like you can expect any kind of fuckery, going on. So I would be very careful with this. With that being said, though, we are trading just under the resistance. There will be a lot of kind of positions, people that are shorting this, sitting with the stops above this high, above these highs as well. It doesn't look all that bad. I feel like if Bitcoin could pick up the pace, then, I would probably take a trade with kind of my invalidation sitting under these lows and, targeting like 3.4 cents here. Let me actually take a look on some sort of order flow on this. Okay, Velo has some sort of issues with some of these coins, so we're gonna take a look at CoinLise here. People are just kind of covering positions here. But we are in this kind of area where buyers picked up here. If this is not any kind of issue, it's not.
But also, we talk very often. I think people, even though we might be joking, making uncle jokes, but like we're pretty conservative when it comes to trading. And look at the open interest. So that's in SNX tokens, right? What is that? $35 million?
Yeah, something like
or
that.
Or like whatever, my math, like $50 million open interest global. Come on, man. Yeah. Like we like. Would you agree that me and you do not trade such like? Yeah, people will get angry with me, but like it's so thin and liquid. Like who cares?
You usually like anything. I really prefer personally trade things with over 100 million in open interest, and it should have at least like 300 to 500 million volume on a day. Obviously, like Runner said, it's more conservative, but there is like a much bigger chance that you are not just going to get wicked with one candle and it's going to be all the way back. So yeah, but I don't think the chart looks too bad. Like I said, this huge up candle here, a lot of buying came there. So usually with open interest, with these things, you have these areas where a lot of people bought, like with a huge size, and they are defending their positions once market is going to retrace to them. So this is kind of a do or die level, in my opinion. Basically where we are right now.
Could you do I would be SNX daily in CoinLise?
Okay, in the CoinLise, sure.
Like one thing to consider. And GCR talk about it, and he's so true with this. If you like zoom out big time. So every single fucking body who bought this coin is underwater. So like like what is the mechanic in terms of flows? Yeah, no, like everybody's down bad. So you have like unlimited selling pressure of still maybe people will find some dust, which is still down 98%. But like, how do you recover from this as like a project in terms of price action? It's just, I don't know what type of narrative they would have to blast to go from $3 back to whatever, 25.
Yeah, no, like for me, like definitely the trade would be here to like 3.5, like the 7% move. I'm not even like considering going, like the most craziest target for me is above $4 here. But yeah, the chart itself doesn't look actually too bad. Like, what is kind of interesting thing with order flow is when you have these days, when you have this huge kind of push on one day, basically huge spike on the open interest. It's very often kind of very telling how market is going to behave like days after that. And basically everyone who bought here is still in profit, and they are kind of making sure this is holding. Like you had a next day with a decent amount of buying as well. We are still kind of above the open area. If I would go kind of like super zoomed in, I can see where that buying came from. It came from this candle. So people that bought within this candle are still more so in profit. So yeah, I don't think the chart itself is looking like too bad now, like compared to the fact that BTC sold off a lot today. But yeah, my targets for trades like these would be very close to kind of like not calling here the full blown going back to $10 or whatever.
I'm quite surprised about people asking about coins that I've literally seen nobody mentioned in like years. So somebody's requesting Algo, which is probably down only even without looking. Aptos,
Yeah.
which was, oh my god.
There is, a lot of people are shorting
Yeah.
here. Funding sliding negative. But, it's this is one of those things that doesn't have to mean anything, basically. This just still can go down, and the chart is looking quite bad. It's back, it tested this kind of January levels. You need to also, I feel like you need to also think with a lot of these coins, is that like, what is the reason to long this instead of BTC? Should be kind of one of the first questions. And
Emotional
I feel like,
relationship.
like if you have a coin that it's trading back towards this kind of a December, January levels, or a little bit higher, middle of January levels, when you are going to compare that to BTC, obviously if you're going to take a look, your mid-January is at 19k, it should be kind of a question if you are not just much better off trying to long Bitcoin, basically.
And would you agree that for that reason should people maybe in their trading view watch list use Bitcoin pairs as well?
I don't do that, but yeah, definitely people
Like-
I think people should.
Like if you put
definitely
Aptos BTC and that date, you can see why it's shit.
Yeah, definitely. This basically peaked at the
man.
end of the January, and this has been
This is like horrible. It's Christmas tree.
So definitely. And Algo is the same thing, like this really is like
Like,
a set chart, this is trading. This is basically trading at the March 2020 low now.
Jesus Christ.
So,
This
so
is-
yeah, it's it's like one of those things when like you might be able to catch like long on a day like this, or maybe catch like this move like this, but you need to ask yourself like if that's even like worth to spend your time doing, like I'm very sure if there will be a next alt season, and like everything is going to go batshit crazy as it did 3 years ago. I don't think it's going to be these coins, it's going to be all these kind of new exciting things, rather than something that basically just died completely over the last 3 years.
Fun fact, did you see the Gerrit Gensler? Basically shilling
No.
Algo? No? Oh man, I'm gonna send you a clip.
I saw that. Yeah, I saw that this a couple of years ago.
Yeah, he was basically saying that there's gonna be Uber on Algo. Like, I mean,
Yeah.
look, guys, so like respectfully, as Adam said, I'll say it a bit more direct. Do not look at these charts. What's the point? I think you should be looking at something from like layer ones or whatnot. Solana looks decent, or like at least has some sort of something going for it in terms of attention of the remaining 11 traders in the market.
Yeah, because like the order flow will always be here, like even if you're gonna take a look at Algo, you have this kind of push in the open interest, kind of longs getting trapped and all that, but these coins, especially on the like long side, from like an interesting part of thing, you need that kind of little bit of quote unquote fundamental narrative where there is at least something going on instead of just there is an order flow type of thing. Because if you don't kind of include that in your trading, and I am victim of this as well, I sometimes completely forget what's going on and just try to look at like cool charts. With alts, you really need to be paying attention to a little bit of this kind of fundamental analysis, if that's even a thing in crypto, because it's like that you have like hundreds of things to trade basically. So
That's
yeah.
the only time Adam ever messages me.
Yeah.
He's not like, "Hey, runner, how's your day?" He's like, "Is there anything for Solana?" No, I'm
Yeah,
kidding.
I like that's actually a good kind of example. I messaged Runner today actually asking about Atom, because once again, we have this decent selling pressure, coming down. A lot of open interest is increasing. We have a funding turning negative, so this is like a nice kind of a short squeeze type of thing. So, but yeah, like then you kind of realize that this is just that thing, So, is there really a reason to just go long? and your answer would be most likely not for the most part. So
I mean, we actually made quite a bit of content on how to like pick these coins, right? Because I believe there's like 190 pairs on Binance. Let's say you're trading on Binance. I'm mentioning it because it has the most pairs. And like, it's quite easy to pick which ones. You can go on Levitas, check the biggest OI changes, or you just follow like 5 remaining traders on crypto Twitter left. And they basically will give you a list of the coins that are moving that day. So respectfully, nobody talked about RNDR, nobody talked about Algo, all these coins we covered a while ago. It would be the whatever Adam mentioned before.
Something AI type of thing.
Yeah. The top was the Apple event.
Yeah. I was. Yeah, we were talking about this on the stream back in.
At the local hot.
Somewhere here. Yeah, once again, you mentioned the 1.6 level. It's definitely a nice price action level. You have these kind of lows. It happens all over again. Like this is kind of one of the classic things when you take out the lows, reclaim the level, and go for a long. But if there is not much going on for this coin, is there reason to long it? I don't know. Maybe for a day trade, maybe for like a quick trade. But other than that, I don't really see. You have basically, I think, if you are looking at take out of these lows, you have like similar situation happening here basically a couple of weeks ago. We had a nice push. It's a nice day trade, but like holding this for a longer period of time, I don't think there's many reasons.
Did we cover Solana? Like chart, I don't mean fundamentals.
Not really.
Because that to me looks much stronger than everything we just looked at. And do you like Solana as a blockchain? Do you have Solana NFTs?
I don't. I got, someone gifted me some NFT on Solana once. It was something with like a, I don't know. I don't even know what was it. But yeah, I never really used Solana much. Only when it started, I was getting the liquidity pools from Radium when was that like a big thing back in 3 years ago, but not really.
Good times. Because I don't know, like a lot of people like to look at like layer 1 trade. There's a lot of if the rotation or like a meme comes back, you have your avalanches. Even Injective, right? That was like one of the strongest coins this year actually. But my personal opinion. If you like tech, if you want to trade, doesn't matter which coins. It's not like you should listen to me or anybody else, but just try to focus on stuff that's actually moving, right? Because you need, essentially as a trader, you want volatility. Basically, number go up or down, doesn't matter. If you're trading, you don't care about direction, and stuff that's moving, it's your Solanas, and many other coins, obviously. Optimism actually might be interesting thing to look at because Optimism had within layer 2s. Okay, it's not as exciting, but it has a lot of fundamentals, quote unquote, with even the WorldCoin partnership, if I'm not mistaken, and a lot of stuff to do with like Coinbase related stuff. So yeah, Optimism was getting quite a bit of love on and it's funny to see the moving averages you have there act perfectly.
Yeah. It's like general level of SR, but it's getting tested. If this would kind of break above and Optimism would still be, it's because it's performing relatively well the last couple of weeks. If there is some sort of things, some sort of narrative around it as well, this would be a nice trade, basically buying above 1.6, and the way that this move happened, this is one of the things that I love to look at and I love to trade into. When you have this kind of a really grinding price action to the downside, you will have a lot of positions here and they will start to puke, and this can kind of overshoot it back within here basically. But so far it's still getting rejected, so there is no need to get too excited basically.
Yeah, layer 2s actually have, I know you are not a fan of fundamentals or think it's all bullshit, but layer 2s will get some EIP upgrade in Q4. So that's like one of the reasons why Optimism and Arbitrum have been showing some strength in last few days and weeks. Because I don't really talk about today on this episode on like what happened this week only, because we missed 2 months. So kind of like what I've seen group chats and like our groups basically covering in terms of like, what is on everybody's radar, quote unquote.
I'm really curious to see when BNB is finally going to break this 200 level after 2 years. That's going to be fun.
4.
Yeah, that's going to be interesting, and I don't really pay much attention on how many people like left BNB. I just like automatically pulled everything out from it and haven't opened it in a while. But the chart itself for BNB is looking pretty interesting to me.
You want to see something that looks fucked? Do BNB Bitcoin.
Yeah.
Oh shit.
This is like the only altcoin compared to BTC that like performed, right? Like over the 3 years was holding, because everything else is kind of dead against the BTC. But yeah, this is looking quite bad as well.
Man, like, the question is like, it's not like we're affiliated with our exchange that we're paid to FUD, but I just knowing what happened with FTX, like, very simple question: what happens below that 220? That it's defended. Like if you go in like lower time frames, the VIX or even the order flow, and then you have CZ launching new launch pads. Like every week we had Argham, we had WorldCoin.
There's like no coin with like more selling pressure than BNB. Like all these huge spikes in the open interest are shorts, basically. Like I would say all of these, but like vast majority when you are going to take a look at BNB and you will see rising open interest, like here, maybe not here, this was the launchpad thing, but this rise as well. These are like fresh directional shorts, just kind of betting to this thing to finally break down, and CZ really just sitting there, just protecting it with like everything he has at this point.
With customer deposits. No, that's a joke. Yeah. That's a joke. Relax. Oh my god, and Bitcoin looks ass again. I don't know, man. I'm just, guys, not financial advice. Try to have some fun this summer, like outside of the markets. Like life is beautiful. Sometimes we forget.
We started streaming last week, which was here, and it's already over. It's like 4% now.
I mean, it's literally you coming back.
Yeah. I came back
thanks,
after
Adam.
2 months. I came back after 2 months, and it's all over again. So yeah, I think that was kind of it for the day. If no one has any more questions, we covered some things. Like I said, it's the breakout from the range. I would like to see obviously this getting bought back and trapping all the people, but as far as this looks, there's not really a reason to try to rush into any longs. Also, should they place the short, 28.4 is interesting level for me to kind of observe how we are going to behave there.
Maybe last detail I want to say on Bitcoin regarding the ETF for those who care. There's a lot of dates circulating in terms of like what is the like deadline when SEC should comment on it, and it moved from August 12th, 13th to like beginning of the September, because there's a 45-day window. So just sharing that right now, that should be a lot of volatility around that time. Should be end of August, beginning of September. And I guess it's for me. It was all for me about Doge and XRP this week. So.
Cool. Someone asked what price Solana will be in the next bull run. I have no idea what I will be doing next week. So,
brother, you're watching the wrong show.
Yeah.
That's just not what we do here.
But I would, like, if I would bet on this, and if I would just like say that like BTC would go, let's say like 80k or like to the new all-time high at least. I don't think like 99% of these coins will reach the all-time highs, basically.
FUD.
Yeah. I think like if on this weekly time frame, like if Solana would go back and retest like $100 mark somewhere into this level, that would be like a miracle. So
man, our viewership is gonna decrease by half. like guys, look, there's probably the most negative show on YouTube, but Guys, you type your favorite ticker in YouTube and you will see a billion daily videos getting 50k views about price prediction. It's nothing more than selling you some, like, how do you make the calculation? It's literally, I can say that, like, tomorrow asteroid is gonna hit you. Like, what's the point of such baseless claims?
Like,
Stop watching that shit. Nobody knows.
No one knows. But yeah, like, if you are going to take a look at a lot of coins, I know Matic, BNB, XRP, and Doge are probably only the few coins I can remember from top of my head that like survived the 2000, and Matic is from 2019 actually. I thought it's earlier. But like, look at the coins that had like a huge up move in 2017, and if they are still around basically. Even XRP in 2017 was trading at $3.
You have to go for Bitstamp the first.
Or Bitfinex.
Okay.
This is XRP in 2017. I remember this. This was kind of my introduction to crypto back in 2017. Everyone was going insane. This thing went from 20 cents to $3.15, and 5 years from now, with all the not the security and all these kind of news that seem now as kind of a most groundbreaking things, look at where the price is. It's not even in kind of a midpoint from this 2020 rally, which was still much lower than 2017 rally.
And one thing to add on that, in 2017 there's much smaller circulating supply, so they get like basically unlimited unlocks from the escrow. So just like, guys, stop doing drugs. It's not healthy.
Yeah, really. And like, I know this is like opinion of a lot of people that are in the space for quite some time. Like, when you have a next bull market, there will be like 99% most likely of all these things that I have here on the right side are going to be completely, irrelevant. BTC, ETH, of course, they will probably be around, but then all these things will be, there will be this kind of a new Ponzi scheme that will be, everyone's favorite, same as like Link. This is same thing. So yeah, I think that's kind of it.
Yeah, I think so. We've been pretty optimistic this episode. So.
Yeah, and we will see you next Monday. Hopefully, next Monday.
If markets are still alive. Okay, guys, have a good one. Ciao.
Bye.